The real challenge is to provide world leadership. And that's the difference between Secretary Clinton and Trump. I mean, Trump is talking about the world in a way that takes us back to the 1930s. I mean, he's talking almost isolationism, America first. He's talking about distributing A-bombs around the world.
But you know people better.
Those are crazy
You know
positions.
people better. I've known you my whole life.
Yeah.
You know people as well as you know anything that you've done. And you know that people are responding to what he's tapping into about their fear.
Sure,
we can be attacked at home. ISIS seems to get stronger by the second. Everything that we seem to have done is counterproductive. NATO seems to have become a toy for Putin, who seems to ignore the United States' might. And Trump says he's strong. And Clinton's been the one who was there as everything went wrong. How do you beat that case?
The reality is that what we have to look at now is who's going to be the next president of the United States. And there are two tests that president is going to face. Number one is to break the gridlock in Washington and to govern, to get some things done, because there is a lot of anger and frustration about the failure to do that. And the second thing is to provide world leadership in a very troubled world. Somebody who understands the world, who understands the threats in the world, and is prepared to deal with that. Hillary Clinton has that experience and that capability, and Trump does not. You want to take a gamble with the future? I don't want to do that. For my kids, for their kids, I don't want to take that gamble.
Politics aside, you say it's a gamble. What is your concern if Donald Trump's president?
I'm not sure what he stands for. I'm not sure what his positions are. He takes one position one day, he takes another position the next day. He takes positions on, immigration and building a wall, on getting rid of 11 million immigrants. He talks about distributing atomic weapons, so that it's okay if Japan gets atomic weapons, if Korea gets atomic weapons. He says these things almost as if he's not even thinking. And then, the next day he kind of changes his position to try to soften some of the things he says.
So if he puts good people around him, that's not a fix? Politicians vacillate. That's why they need guys like you.
I think the challenge is whether he is able to have smart, good people around him that he's willing to listen to. Or is this somebody who is going to do his own thing no matter who the hell's around him?